誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は、
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Mod för rätt än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squad, and that also means elephant. Okay.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
ça, ça, c'est ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux. Surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bakbaz, okay, Bakbaz is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente... è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scopri che quante lingue parlo. Io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io.
I buy a computer or what? Here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, fuck sounds vaguely like Hogun and the Hok in Hogun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that because it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, sa son chassé, ses chassés sont son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach, drum dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker dir dein Dach deckt. Hola y bienvenidos al directo de Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. Yo soy Elisa, traductora, escritora, editora y comunicadora social con más de 20 idiomas de trabajo. Y aquí vamos a estar jugando videojuegos, sobre todo GeoGuessr, y hablando de idiomas, la mejor forma de aprenderlo y caleta más. Zwei Zwetschgenzweigen zwitscherten zwei tschechische Schwalben. Tres tristes tigres tragaban trigo en un trigal en tres tristes trastos.
Oh, I see. This says "Diche ishai fui," which means "Do you want food?" But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cocine tapon. Pozo milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Protoculo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Okay, still 3 times I have to defeat him. And I don't have a whole lot of health left.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks. Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I'm Elise, translator, writer, and editor with 20 working languages, and this is the stream where we're going to play some chess, we're going to talk languages and language learning and all that good stuff. Once I get the windows where I need them. This is a Chilean group called Transporte Urbano, who were very big in the 80s. Gonna drop the link in chat if anyone likes it. This is their album Cuando Te Vaya. And here we go, playing the black pieces. Y se acabe tu imperio de la mentira, odios y muertos. Como un rayo anunciando viene tormenta en oscuro cielo. Correrá la noticia desde el confín hasta el mundo entero. Okay. So my favorite little opening blunder is not going to happen because the dark squared bishop's line's already opened up. Okay, we're gonna have to do this a little bit differently than usual. Usually, don't like to put my other knight on f6. I like to put it on e2. I mean e7. But in this case, it really wasn't a great option because otherwise I was losing a rook. Salve corriendo, la emoción reventando en gritos y brisas en cuello. The result of this is also that it's kind of awkward for my queen, but we can do it. Sin tregua para buscarte. Cuando te vayas, por la razón o la fuerza, no tomes nada y deja la puerta abierta para que entre el pueblo a tomar con decisión esa moneda que un día mutilaste. Cuando te vayas. Oh, hey Brian, how you doing? Yes, this is a classic Chilean band.
Hay gente que dice a lo hecho, pecho. Y como dice el dicho, el que a hierro mata, a matraca cae. Y no hay peor sordo que aquel que no quiere irse, pues.
Okay, setting up a potential mating attack while at the same time harassing this queen.
Dicen que quien madruga Dios le ayuda. Dicen, yo salgo muy temprano para buscar el trabajo que nadie me quiere dar. Dicen que Juan Segura vivió real hace años ya. Se definía como apolítico, individual. Hasta que una bala lo remeció. Quedó mirando el cielo y no comprendió, no, porque siendo sumisión
Okay. This is got a pretty open field here in the center of the board.
A buen entendedor, pocas palabras.
Oh, tabarnak!
En la parte de atrás de los asientos de los micros veo tantas cosas que me hacen meditar. La declaración de eterno amor del Juan Alberto a una niña del curso
Llamada Soledad.
una hoja y un martillo que se nota dibujaron en forma apresurada y con trazo tiritón. El anuncio diciendo que ya viene Jesucristo, urgente a pedir cuentas a tanto pecado.
Esto se va volviendo mal.
En la parte de atrás de los asientos en las micros veo tanta cosa que hace meditar. La infaltable consigna llamando a todo el pueblo a las 5 en el centro por la movilización.
Kayokyoku. Like, what sort of Kayokyoku? I'm curious. A ver, well, vamos a tratar de perseguir la torre, pero sin éxito. Al final no queda más que un empate. Yeah, this is not going well for me. I've definitely played better games and not a long time ago either.
En la parte de atrás de los asientos de las micros veo tantas cosas que hacen meditar. La pregunta en suspenso por los desaparecidos. Más arriba otro texto,
Abajo el dictador. Okay, GG's. Yeah, that. GG rather. We get both G's.
un martillo que se nota dibujaron en forma apresurada y
No, was not trying to complete the analysis.
el anuncio diciendo que ya viene Jesucristo, urgente a pedir cuentas a tanto pecador.
Okay, got the white pieces. And we got an early queen. Ah. 東京砂漠とかそんなもの。あなたのそばで暮らせるならば辛くはないわこの東京砂漠とか。よし。A ver,
¿Listo el desayuno? Por arriba pan de molde con jamón, queso y mantequilla, galletitas con mermelada para mantener siempre la línea.
Okay, trying to force that pawn to go one way or go another here.
Café con leche fresca y té, traído directo desde China. El huevo a la copa, el yogur. La nana siempre atenta en la cocina. Por abajo te puro con pan. Como ve, la dieta es muy estricta. Anoche se les acabó el pan. Poco les queda para cenar.
This pawn there is pinned to the queen.
Los niños no están. Fueron a pedir plata a la esquina. Vamos bajando, ¿eh? Ay, ay, ay. Por abajo vida marginal, donde la cosa es bien distinta. El padre trabaja en el PEM, la madre barre calles todo el día. Los de abajo ya no aguantan más, el hambre los une y los castiga.
You ever listen to Tsuchitori? Not so much Showa Jidai as Meiji. Meiji urban popular music. The Tsuchitori namae wa nandattakke?
Bétale, compadre.
Kuso. おー、そんなミスねえだろ。いやー。Okay. Definitely could be going better right now.
Ahora que la mentira
Okay. This is not looking good for me once again. Okay, well that could have gone worse. I need to atomize these pawns. Okay. The weakness of this is that there is a way for the king to take those 2 pawns. And there's no way for my king to do much of anything with this bishop and this pawn here in this situation. All I can do really is put pressure and hope that my opponent does not realize just how useless my position is. Yeah, that does not seem to be likely though. Cosita y otra cosita, es importante dejar en claro el objetivo de la cuestión. Planificando el mote con suficiente anticipación. Planificando el mote con suficiente anticipación.
En primer lugar,
Hay que observar
muy bien la esquina donde
el Kawin se va a realizar.
y determinar la necesidad de materiales sin
Oh, now he's just taking the piss a little.
de materiales sin que ninguno vaya a faltar.
El neumático, el Miguelín, el combustible, construcción de gasolín.
Y no hay que olvidar ni descuidar el loro que avisa a tiempo por si la repre llega a balear. El loro que avisa a tiempo por si la repre llega a balear. Compadre, con los Miguelitos.
Que aquí lo tengo, no te jales, loco, ya tiene la cerril luego.
Ah, no queda otra, po. GG's. Okay, we're not starting out great. Take a deep breath. No, I was not trying to hit analysis there.
En primer lugar,
Para observar, mover la esquina donde el Kawin se va a realizar.
y determinar la necesidad de materiales sin que ninguno vaya a faltar. De materiales sin que ninguno vaya a faltar. El neumático, el Miguelín, el combustible fósforo seco sin acerrín. Y no hay que olvidar ni descuidar el loro que avisa a tiempo por si la repre llega a balear. El loro
Okay, let's get this last starts with bishop someplace useful. Ooh, thank you. Gochisousama. ごちそうさんでした. Okay, that didn't quite go the way. Like, materially, this could have gone better. Okay. Oh, bollocks. Right, there we go. I had like... Last night I was on like a 5-game winning streak. Okay, not really worried about that knight there.
El ministro, como siempre, ha reiterado con su cara de costumbre por la ley que avanzamos a un ritmo acelerado y el progreso del país es el después. ¿A dónde la viste, loco? ¿A dónde la viste? Salta pa'l lado, loco. ¿A dónde la viste? ¿A dónde la viste, loco? ¿A dónde la viste? Salta pa'l lado, loco. ¿A dónde la viste? Un rector en su cargo apitutado,
Claro.
a través de su teniente ha confirmado que muy contento el acto autorizado y que no habrá alumnos sancionados. ¿A dónde la viste, loco? ¿A dónde la viste?
ya que por fin se acabó la cesantía.
Un general muy guatón y pelado repite a diario que los hombres a su mando son inocentes
Del cargo formulado y que ninguno jamás ha torturado.
Okay. Well, at this point I can just kind of keep trading pieces. And materially, that will not do me any harm. I mean, one thing I could possibly see is a check coming here, but all that, I mean, that just sacrifices a queen. So I don't think that's likely. What else can happen? I mean, right now you've got...
a pesar del error y los golpes, el cuchillo sangriento, la bala hiriente y la traición. Seguimos en pie, seguimos en pie, seguimos en pie. A pesar de tenerme tan lejos, de matarme 1000 veces, de la tortura y del terror, seguimos en pie, seguimos en pie, seguimos en pie, seguimos en pie.
Attacks that queen directly.
Oiga, compadre,
¿Ah?
¿qué hay que hacer ahora, compadre?
Mire, compadrito, lo he venido pensando hace harto tiempo,
¿eh?
y he llegado a la conclusión de que no queda otra que parar, compadre.
Y entonces, compadre, ¿por qué no paramos a todo Chile?
¿Sabe qué más? Dejémonos de palabreo inútil y paremos a todo Chile una vez por todas, oiga.
Uno, dos, tres. La cuenta del agua, la de la luz y el dividendo siguen subiendo los alimentos. La cuenta del agua, la de la luz y el dividendo siguen subiendo los alimentos.
Por eso que los pobladores, las dueñas de casa, los cesantes y los cabros chicos han dicho:
Hay que parar, hay que parar, hay que parar a todo Chile, hay que parar, sí señor, hay que parar, véntale, hay que parar, a Chile entero hay que parar. Suben las micros a cada rato, también el metro, la vestimenta anda por las nubes, parece cuento. Suben las micros a cada rato, también el metro, la vestimenta anda por las nubes, parece cuento.
entonces no queda otra.
Hay que parar, hay que parar, hay Hay que parar, a todo Chile hay que parar, sí señor. Hay que parar, hay que parar, hay que parar, a Chile entero hay que parar. La educación solo está al alcance del niño rico, por muy despierto que sea el pobre siempre es palpico. La educación solo está al alcance del niño rico, por muy despierto que sea el pobre siempre es palpico.
Por eso que los cabros también dicen:
hay que parar, hay que parar, hay que parar, a todo Chile hay que parar, sí señor. Hay que parar, hay que parar, hay que parar, a Chile entero hay que parar. Y la salud en los hospitales, puro lamento.
Si cae
enfermo, lleve la
cama en medicamento.
Y la salud en los hospitales, puro lamento. Si cae enfermo, lleve la cama y medicamentos.
¿Y qué cree usted que piensan los médicos, las enfermeras, los enfermos, las matronas, las auxiliares y las guaguas?
Hay que parar, hay que parar, hay que parar, a todo Chile hay que parar, sí señor. Hay que parar, hay que parar, hay que parar, a Chile entero hay que parar, sí señor. Hay que parar, hay que parar,
Párate, párate, párate,
hay que parar,
párate, vos cabrito.
hay que parar,
De Arica a Magallanes hay que parar.
hay que parar, a Chile entero hay que parar.
De la costa a la cordillera también. ¡Paren!
Hay que parar, hay que parar, hay que parar, a todo Chile hay
Oye,
que
párate,
parar.
párate, 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 vos cabrón.
Hay que parar, a Chile entero hay que parar.
De Arica a Magallanes, de la costa a la cordillera. Bueno, ¿van a parar o no?
A parar.
This is another favorite of mine. This is Santiago del Nuevo Extremo. And there's the link for the album if you want it. Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, we got a king that's taking a little walk.
¿Quién me ayudaría a desarmar tu historia antigua y a pedazos volverte a conquistar? Una ciudad quiero tener para todos construida y que alimente a quien la quiera habitar. Santiago, no has querido ser el centro y tú nunca has conocido el mar. ¿Cómo serán ahora tus calles si te robaron tus noches?
En mi ciudad murió un día el sol de primavera a mi ventana me fueron a avisar.
Anda, toma tu
Okay, there we go.
tu voz será de todos.
Oh,
Tuvieron algo que contar.
a win for a change.
Mis puertas
GGG, long ass name.
y responde, aprenderé a cantar. Recorreremos tu alegría desde el cerro a tus mejillas y de ahí saldrá un beso a mi ciudad. Santiago, quiero verte enamorado y a tu habitante mostrarte sin temor. En tus calles sentirás mi paso firme.
Some of my favorite memories in Chile involve partying with musos And at some point, large amounts of beer break out, and everybody just sort of takes their instrument, and people take turns choosing songs. And since a lot of the muses I know are in a chorus, get these, I mean, just absolutely amazing, just completely off-the-cuff renditions of just whatever. Esto no fue lo que quería, weón. No, así no. Bueno, hubiese podido ser peor. That could have been worse. Interesting. Not sure what the point of that was. Oh, thank you. My favorite little utensil right there. Sin conocer la aurora,
¿Te acuerdas
desde ese día de mentira.
Tu vida era tu vida, la mía otra historia, y el mundo era testigo de los días. Solo quiero cantar en presente y poderte decir, pero muda quedó la palabra y no quiero mentir. Me quieres desde lejos, te abrazo cuando vienes. Mi canto era distinto antes de ti. Hubiésemos vivido la historia de las gentes y nos habrían visto sonreír. La ciudad no es la misma, no es la que quisimos compartir. No tenemos las manos, no hay a quien mirar. Tus ojos se apagaron, ¿a quién voy a cantar? ¿Dónde se han ido los días de amistad? ¿Dónde está lo hermoso que fuimos a sembrar? Maldito y malmente sin tu nombre.
soledades. Si viene algún amigo, somos tres.
Rompamos las distancias de aquí hasta el mañana, y así podremos cantarle al amor.
There we go.
Quiero saber quiénes miran hacia donde miro yo. ¿Quiénes son los que enredadas las manos se acuerdan del canto? No vacilaremos
Entenderte una canción. Un millón de voces le dirán que no fue en vano, que no quiera de su boca el pan del aire de una flor. Víctor, gran ausente, desde siempre te cantamos los que no vacilaremos. En coro sagrado, ¿te acuerdas de ese día? Te dirán que no fue en vano.
Okay, this is kind of mine to lose right now. Which means I gotta be really careful not to actually take advantage of the opportunity to lose this. Okay. Nice. Okay, yeah, rematch, why not? Socrates.
La vuelta de la esquina, venden todo a poco precio. Ahí compra la vecina, el galán, el caroleso. A la vuelta de la esquina, el zancudo se estremece. Vengo yo, le pongo ritmo, oiga usted.
¿Qué le parece?
Como durazno de otoño,
Hay personas muy maluras,
donde quieren poner sabor,
si me dejan amargura.
Para vivir en este tiempo se requiere buena salud. Si le sobran ganas de reír, bienvenido seas tú. Lo que pasa es que hoy hay fiesta en honor a los zancudos, donde viejos sabrandita y que iban de saludo. La mañana no espera, ya mejor que se retrasa. Algunos ya están cantando, ¿y usted qué hace en su casa? Como un frasco de jarabe, un corazón hay que guardar. Una acotación al margen, así se viene a desnudar. Me convierto en un zancudo, me pongo de codillas. Es así que sin justicia mi corazón merece mucho más.
Okay.
La vuelta de la esquina, venden todo a poco precio. Hay contra la vecina, el galán y el cabroleso. A la vuelta de la esquina, el zancudo se estremece.
Okay, here we go.
Vengo yo, le pongo ritmo, oiga usted, ¿qué le parece?
Thank you. Oh, fuck. Oh. Okay, well, that could have been worse. I don't think that actually completely screwed me because there was that last exchange there. but it didn't exactly help me out the way I thought. I thought that was mate. I was about to say, okay, it's time to take a little bio break. And no, it was not time to take a little bio break as it happened. It was, in fact, time to realize that I'd kind of screwed up. So the question becomes, what can I do with this position? Okay, I need a little bit of a think here. So I have a bishop that's not looking great. The one thing I've got is better king safety than black. Hey, Atta, how you doing? The question is, how do I take advantage of that? I think I need to find some way. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of less concerned about that than I was about the other options. Oh, not bad. I've just made what I hope will not turn out to be a particularly expensive miscalculation in this game just now. This is Santiago del Nuevo Extremo, one of probably the best all-time Chilean bands as far as I'm concerned.
Ya trajeron la luz y la pestaña. Voy a poner el vino y el calor. Tráigame amor la boca de este niño. Traiga un beso completo, traiga el sol. Véngase de una vez al territorio de la flor.
Oh no, I don't think I should have done that. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Largo clave el barquito sobre el agua, súbase al horizonte de la edad, serme su mano entera y su palabra, no importa si la vida se regazó, ayúdeme a lavar
It's that bloody bishop, and I don't seem to... Here, you can... I'm gonna just drop this link in case you didn't see it. But that's this whole album, which is called Amisula. Oh no, I'm actually kind of okay with that. Oh Jesus, I am not doing great on time. Did not notice that. Oh shit, no. That wasn't great. Okay, can I get a stalemate at least? Barazim. GG, and time for a little bio break. Hi, and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I am Elise, translator, editor, and writer with 20 working languages, and this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff, and we play games. This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
還元1級の先というのは本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is skor, and that also means elephant. Okay.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Ça, ça, c'est ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux. Surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues.
10:159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Fun. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bangvas. Bangva, okay, Bangvas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente... è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo. Io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io.
I buy a computer or what? And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, ça son chassé. Ses chassés sont son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach, drum dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker dir dein Dach deckt. Hola y bienvenidos al directo de Hyper Polyglotting with Elise. Yo soy Elisa, traductora, escritora y editora y comunicadora social con más de 20 idiomas de trabajo. Y aquí vamos a estar jugando videojuegos, sobre todo GeoGuessr, y hablando de idioma, la mejor forma de aprenderlo y caleta más. Zwei Zwetschgenzweigen zwitscherten zwei tschechische Schwalben. 3 tristes tigres tragaban trigo en un trigal en 3 tristes trastos.
Oh, I see. This says "Diche ishai fui," which means "Do you want food?" But yeah, are you hungry? That's also funny. How are the boys? Cocine da boya. Pozo milao. Pote. Buenas, proteína.
And I'm back. I've learned a little thing about LinkedIn in the past couple of days, and it's actually really quite interesting to me. It might be because if you're on LinkedIn, one thing you know is you just get bombarded with promoted posts encouraging AI adoption, telling you and trying to make you feel like you're going to be left out if you don't adopt the slot machine. You got to adopt the slop and everything, and it's all over no matter whether people you don't even follow, it's just crap they put in your feed. And so what I find interesting, what I learned is that one of the absolute best ways to get engagement on, at least in my experience now, is somebody who's going from like bugger all engagement. I'm kind of curious what the one blunder was. I think I know, but to actually having, people who I wasn't already somehow in contact with. Yeah. I thought that was the blunder. I did not see that. I didn't see that night. I thought that was mate. But, so I decided I was getting sick of this shit. And so I decided to just post a couple of things about just how much AI sucks. And suddenly I'm getting engagement, like not doing real numbers or anything like that, but nobody ever showed any sign of noticing anything I posted on LinkedIn before. I mean, admittedly, I don't do much on it because it's a painful place to be, I find. Because of, like, all the slop content. But suddenly, I'm getting all sorts of comments for, like, and engagement, and favorable engagement from just random people I've never heard of. So, if you're looking to sort of, I guess, stand out to make, like, contacts on, LinkedIn, the thing to do is slag off AI. Slag off the slop. People, I think, are actually kind of sick of hearing how great it supposedly is and how we all need to be adopting it. I think that there's a certain, like, tipping point that's been reached there, and maybe that is a potential driver of engagement. Yeah, I mean, that's my impression, which is not surprising, because, God, I mean, one of the like, anyone who's talked with just normal, random, organic, carbon-based motherfuckers about the stuff knows that that nobody really likes it, that it's just, there's very little respect for it or anyone really who is relying on it. And yet on LinkedIn, it's just a constant drumbeat of, oh, you got to adopt this, you're going to be left behind, in all sorts of fields, like in my field, where it has enjoyed an undeserved amount of adoption, because the normal guardrails against it, namely people being able to just kind of look at the output and realize that it sucks, are not there. Because in translation, the weakness that gets in the way of that is quite simply that most of the people using it for those purposes are not actually in a position to judge. And so the result of that, oh, I think I might be able to fuck up castling chances at least. But in areas in like just sort of straight up monolingual publishing and stuff like that, nobody's really impressed with it. And so I'm getting tons of people talking about how much it sucks with me. And suddenly I have engagement. On what I've come to call sad Facebook. Because that's what it is. Oh, god damn it. That's not what I was trying to do. I mean, I figure that, I mean, there are workarounds there, but I was not trying. I wanted to take back. Misclick. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, I can get a twofer here. Actually, this on material leaves me better off. See, do I want to... I'm not sure if I want to actually take that. Oh, but that's kind of neat. Especially because this rook is pinned. Okay, the weakness of this situation is that my knight is kind of pinned. So I'm gonna have to maneuver my king over there. Oh no, I can't maneuver my king over there because now your man's taking advantage of the wide open file.
Cuando ya canta el gallo y venga el amanecer, se prepara la faena, muchachos, a trabajarla.
Ay,
hoy como ayer.
será la minga más
Linda, más linda de Chiloé. Linda, más linda, la minga de Chiloé.
y por la tarde se arma la fiesta y el dueño de casa con su señora ya preparó.
Oh, wow, this sucks. This is a suck type situation. This is a situation of suck type.
En lo rudo del trabajo, un aro viene muy bien. Una chicha de manzana, muchachos, para la fuerza que reponer. Será la minga más linda,
Hey, Riveroon, how you doing?
linda, más linda, la minga de Chiloé.
y por la tarde se arma la fiesta y el dueño de casa con su señora ya preparó.
Con un curanto que ya bendijo el señor cura y con el canto de la guitarra con su acordeón.
Okay, no, this isn't great.
Y cuando canten los grillos
Oh, how old's your niece?
a prepararse para comer.
y por la tarde
GG's, and I think we're gonna switch gears before I just completely wreck my elo here.
Con un curanto que ya bendijo el señor cura y con el canto de la guitarra.
Nieces rock. I have two of them myself, and they're incredible. Okay, gonna switch gears now, and unlike the last time, I'm going to remember to actually switch over to the video mode. And get that chat widget where I can see it so we can full screen. And it looks like Evil Diaz back on his bullshit. This polyglot tried to cancel me to hide their own failure.
What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the
He's no longer in the hoodie.
channel. Guess what? Your boy Evil Deer has been hit with a fucking another copyright strike.
Ah, okay, a copyright strike, is it?
My god! I am constantly hit with copyright strikes, so what am I gonna do about it?
I mean, they must not be succeeding, because if he's being constantly hit by them, it doesn't take that many to actually get completely kicked off of YouTube.
Well, first, I'm gonna milk the situation. I'm gonna cry to camera. Come on, get some tears out, you bitch. Ah, come on, get some tears. Guys, you need to save the Evil Deer community. Please, hit the join button down below. I swear, that stinks like fuck. Don't do that, guys. Join the community down below. Help save the community.
Okay, but what's this going to be about?
If you can save the community, that's all you gotta do is hit that join button. Okay, let's get back to the actual video now. I do want to talk about copyright strikes, because I do get hit with them quite a bit, and it messes with me quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it would. I mean, there's copyright complaints, and those don't necessarily have any effect at all. Like, I will probably find that there's a restriction on the VOD of this because I played this music, and all that means is the monetization of that part goes to whoever's the copyright holder is. And I've actually had a couple of cases where I've successfully eliminated those restrictions because copyright trolls in Brazil were claiming ownership of like ancient public domain music that I had used. And I just pointed out that there's no way these people are legitimate copyright holders of the performance or the music, because the music's public domain and the performance, it's not going to be owned by a Brazilian company. So, and I won on those, but a copyright strike is potentially scary. They can actually take you down if you get 3 of those.
On this channel. Now, the first stupid ass copyright strike that I got is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so many eons ago, your boy Evil Deer was interviewed locally for a TV station here. Okay, and he was interviewed in Esperanto, well, not really in Esperanto, about Esperanto, okay? So basically, you had a video of a younger version of me with lots of hair walking around a supermarket talking about Esperanto and shit.
What does lots of hair mean? Was he like a Wookiee?
And stuff. And I remember at the time I asked them, okay, I've even got an email for this shit saying, oh, can I upload a possible react to this, this to my YouTube channel? Because at the time I was an Esperanto on a YouTuber.
I mean, if it's a legit react, then it's fair use. But I'm going to skip over this because this isn't what we want to talk about. We want to talk about the Polyglot trying to cancel him. Supposedly.
What the fuck are you doing? Are you trying to destroy your own reputation with this? Why? Now, the reason I say why, what are you doing? Copyright strike. But this copyright strike I'm about to show you now is stupid. It is absolutely batshit insane. If the YouTuber in question sees this, what the fuck are you doing? Are you trying to destroy your own reputation with this? Why? Now, the reason I say why...
Okay. I mean, now I'm genuinely curious.
What you're doing is because, one, you've copyright striked a video that's 9 months old. It's already dead. It's already been watched. People have seen it and moved on with their lives. How... I forgot you fucking existed. Okay, that's how much. And 2, it was just a fucking lukewarm react of me reacting to your content. Now let's go over the strike. And I'm pretty sure those who saw this video are going to be like, what? Okay, here it is. We received a copyright removal request for your video. Based on applicable copyright law, we removed your video from YouTube. Video title, Can You Really Learn Persian in 6 months? Do you remember that video, guys? It was basically a chick, a polyglot YouTuber. Don't worry, we'll go have a look at her channel in a moment. And of course, don't go hating in the fucking comment section. It was me reacting to her video. Her video is literally titled, I'm learning Persian in 6 months. Here's my plan, 0 to B2.
Yeah, I mean, and the title of it is asking it as a question. So it's not saying, you can do this. So, okay. So already, it doesn't sound like this is her failure that's being hidden. I mean, I'm not saying that a copyright strike is legit in this case, or anything like that. But, I mean, it sounds like an experiment more than anything. To see how far you could actually get.
Okay. So she made a video. It was her plan of how she was going to do this in 6 months. Now, I watched that video, and based on the time frame, 6 months, and how much time she was going to dedicate per day, I think she said like an hour or 2, something, I can't remember. I was like, yeah, no, mathematically ain't happening.
I mean, I would tend to agree, but I also, in this particular case, it is just pure coincidence, because the thing about Evil Dia is he doesn't really know shit about language learning.
It's just not possible. However, I also kind of encouraged her in that video by saying, I'm excited to see where this challenge goes because, well, maybe you'll get to an A2 level. Because apparently she already knew the Persian script before the start.
If you know the Arabic script, you're already pretty close to knowing the Persian script. It's just a couple of extra letters, and a few things behave a bit differently.
This challenge, so maybe if she put in her entire soul. To me, this was a good way of seeing what is possible with certain languages at certain times with certain people with certain experience. Okay, I love to.
Okay, I mean, I'm following him so far. That would seem to be, judging from the title of the video, exactly how this was being conceived of by her as well.
Pull on this shit when I make other videos, so I kind of encouraged her, but I also critiqued her by saying, this is unrealistic. I know you said you did this for French, but this ain't French, okay? It's not the same thing.
I mean, I think she might be aware that it's not the same thing, though. And what do you know about Farsi Evil Dia? It's not as far away, it's not as wild as you might think. because Farsi is also an Indo-European language. They are, French and Farsi are related. And actually, there's a lot of French in Farsi, not because of the Indo-European link, so much as the fact that, like, they're French loanwords in it. Like, I mean, one of the common ways to say thank you in Farsi is merci.
Anyway, that was the video. Does that seem copyright strike worthy to you guys?
I mean, it depends. I would have to see it. Because, I mean, knowing his content, though, my tendency is to think no. Because even though I think a lot of his content actually isn't great, it is a reaction. It is transformative. It is for the purposes of, like, instruction or criticism. Even if I actually disagree with what he's doing, copyright-wise, I feel like it would be pretty clearly in fair use.
Mind you, I also doubled the length of the original video. My video was like 16 minutes long. I'll show you how long hers was in a minute.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, that is one of the tests on fair use. Like, what is the ratio of their content to yours? The more it's your content, the greater the ratio of your content to their content, the stronger the case is that it's fair use. There have been cases, I think XQC, if I remember correctly, who would just kind of fucking sit there and not say anything and watch things and call it a reaction video. Like, not do anything either. So, I mean, hopefully, that absolutely is not fair use. That is just exploiting other people's content to farm engagement. I mean, especially because they use XQC use the same titles, use the same thumbnails. You literally couldn't tell the difference in the search results unless you looked at the channel and stuff like that. But, I mean, that's already, I mean, it's sounding like this strike is not valid, even if I may actually find myself in total disagreement with anything that he says.
That's pretty much it. So,
though I actually feel like we probably tend to, I think there would probably be a lot of just generalized agreement. I don't think that the Polyglot Effect, that's whose channel it is, necessarily actually thought that she was going to be getting to like a C2 level or something like that in 6 months. It seems like she was trying to see how far she would get.
the video is from the Polyglot Effect, and this is the part that pisses me off, okay? You now have one copyright strike. If you get multiple copyright strikes, we'll have to terminate your channel. Now, think about it.
I mean, he said he got multiple copyright strikes. So, like, yeah, either he has successfully challenged those, which you can do, potentially, or or they weren't copyright strikes. They were, like, copyright complaints, which is not the same thing.
Like this. You are her. And there's a video that is of some dude who's fucking critiquing your video, okay? Now, you can go ignore it. You can make a fucking follow-up video. You can do whatever you want, okay? But do a copyright strike? Now, here's the issue. If I already had 2 copyright strikes, let's say that bullshit from before, when literally my own face was being used against me, okay? If I still had those copyright strikes up and I got hit with this, my entire channel is instantly deleted.
I mean, fun fact, for copyright purposes, in a lot of jurisdictions, an interview is considered a joint work. So, the interviewee actually does have, at least in some jurisdictions, partial copyright over the interview.
YouTube does not fucking mess around. They just delete shit. They don't care. They don't care over some fucking tiny-ass little polyglot channel, or not even polyglot, some random bullshit channel like mine. No, they don't care about this. So by submitting that request, you know that there's a possibility you're deleting my entire channel.
Just out of curiosity, because he's going here, I just want to look and see. Geschlossenen Tab wieder öffnen. That's not what I was going for. I just want to see how big her channel is. Okay, so 17.9 subscriptors. She's a smaller, she has half as many subscribers as he does. So, I mean, this definitely isn't a case of a small channel being targeted by a bigger channel. If anything, he has twice as big a channel. I mean, I'm not familiar with this channel. I'm kind of curious about it. But I mean, but this is he has twice as many subscribers as her. So I mean, there are whatever this isn't, he is not the underdog in this.
Over the fact that you come
and it is wild as well that somebody like this actually gets more play in the language space than people who know what they're talking about.
A tiny fucking little bit of critique. How soft can you be? Seriously, this is not even a polyglot investigation. This was me doing a lukewarm ass react to your video. Now we're gonna have a look at this. I need to show my audience what I got copyright.
I am kind of curious at this point.
Over, okay? And by the way, I've already submit a fucking copyright whatever thing against it, okay? Like, I've already done that. I suggest
a copyright thing against it, yes.
You just fucking release it. Here's what we're talking about. So this is the YouTuber in question. And here is
0 to B2, okay. Now, I mean, depending on what her starting point is, because the thing is, there are things that you can know in languages other than Farsi that will actually help you out quite a bit in terms of vocabulary for Farsi. Because Farsi is full of Arabic words, for example. I am going to have to reboot this stream real quick, because it is literally the only way that I can have this not be this freeze frame of me for the next 45 minutes. So I will be back. Just stay where you are. You should get a notification. I wish that they would fix this about OBS so you didn't have to do this when... Yeah, I know it froze. Okay, so it looks like that worked out. Everybody's here. Everybody sees me. Thank you, Ata. Okay, good to be back.
Video. As you can see, if I click on this video,
I want to see if I can learn Persian.
I'm not gonna watch this because I don't want to get fucking copyright striked by her again over some fucking bullshit. Over, I'm learning Persian in 6 months, here's my plan.
She says 0 to B2. I don't think that's entirely impossible, I will say. I think it's unlikely.
2.6k views from 9 months ago. Okay, this is ridiculous. As you can see.
Oh, I need to get my chat window where I can see it. 1 second, fix that. There we are. Okay, here we go.
She has made the video as unlisted. So she obviously doesn't want people to see it, but for some reason has just listed it as unlisted. But her follow-up videos in her Persian series, because I was following the series, I was curious to see where it goes, have actually been deleted, or at least privated. They're not there. The video is private, okay, so they've been privated.
Okay. So, I mean, and I haven't seen any of them, so I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, there's probably that. And the thing is, there are reasons somebody wouldn't necessarily want to be the object of his attention. Because he is kind of borderline. I mean, first of all, there's the fact that he really doesn't know a whole lot about this subject, though he talks as if he did. I mean, his polyglot investigations, I mean, sometimes he has targeted people who are total, absolute grifters, complete con artists, and, totally fine with that. But sometimes it gets into a really kind of creepy place and I become much more uncertain. And the thing is, his methods, while they are, better than expected in this space, I suppose. But on the other hand, not as rigorous as they look like.
That one's been privated. There's my video, which she got deleted. And then here is her follow-up video, which got privated. Now, you might be thinking, wait, why is she privating
I mean,
videos?
maybe she didn't like what she did. Maybe she decided she didn't like it.
Oh, did I forget to tell you guys? Yeah, the challenge failed. As I said it would. Because
I mean,
based on the criteria she set out. Like, it was just mathematically not feasible. And then after about a month, she realized that, oh god, this is not working, and then she fucking deleted it.
I mean, we're making lots of assumptions about her motives here. Because, I mean, again, she phrased it as a question. So, I mean, I don't know anything about her. This is the first I've actually heard of her channel. She phrased it as a question. It sounds like it was an experiment to see just how far she could get, how she went. So I don't necessarily think that she would necessarily delete everything specifically because she wasn't happy with where she got. Because, I mean, yeah, she had to have some awareness that it wasn't going to necessarily get her that far. And she wasn't really promising any kind of result in the way that, certainly the way she framed it in the title. So, I mean, maybe she just decided she didn't like it, and maybe she didn't like his attention, which I can understand.
Well, put them all fucking private. Now, I actually had people contact me about this and say, Evil Deer, looks like you're right, you're gonna make a follow-up video? And I was like, no, there's no fucking point. It's obvious the challenge failed. Why would I bother? What am I gonna make a whole video about her failing her challenge? Well, I guess I am now. Because she's fucking made me do it, okay? Otherwise, this shit would have just disappeared into the never and no one would have fucking cared about this. And what's even more ridiculous is that she is a legitimate polyglot.
Well, okay, first of all, I mean, I don't really think he's necessarily in much of a position to judge. But, like, again, maybe people... See, this is another reason somebody might not like his attention, because people who are actually legit in this space, people who actually know what they're talking about when it comes to languages, when it comes to language learning, and all that sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I mean, there is protection for, like, critique and stuff, but parody is the problem people run into. But, yeah. So, I mean, the thing is, I can understand as myself a legit polyglot not necessarily feeling that him sticking his head in Article 709 as in Fuhukui. 民法709条ってわけなの。他人の法益を損害した故意または過失によって他人の法益を侵害したものとか。Oh no, 709. 709? Yeah, 709. Yeah.
She actually does speak a few languages to a high level.
Lately I've been, my studies have taken me to the world of Sorin Kanke, around Article 200, which is, there's a lot.
Now, I have not done a fucking investigation into her, but based on what I've read in my Discord from other people just randomly talking about her, she legitimately does speak these other languages, or at least some of these other languages. I haven't looked at all of them, okay? So
maybe she just doesn't like him sticking his oar into an area he knows a lot less about than he seems to think he does.
You are basically starting a war with me over some bullshit 9 months ago, and you are a legitimate polyglot. What the fuck?
And I mean, now I'm kind of curious what she has to say about it. Because, I mean, 9 months, she's had 9 months to think about it then, and she decided to do this. I mean, there's a possibility maybe it was an accident. I don't know, I've never actually tried to do a copyright strike on anybody. I haven't had occasion to. But, I mean, so I don't know how hard it would be to do it by accident, but I am kind of curious what her thinking was. I'm legit interested to know what her motivation was, and because I feel like there would be some.
Or any critique at all. Do you want absolutely no one
yeah, that's entirely possible.
to give you any feedback? Is that what this is all about? You're just so soft over this shit? Now, I also know, because I have seen people, some of your fans, because they are in my Discord as well, who said about your Persian challenge that the reason you stopped is because, well, there was too many haters.
Okay. See, I mean, the other... so he is driving assholes to her channel. So there's a reason other than covering up failure that she might not like having this video up when she's taken down that challenge altogether. Okay, so so the problem seems to be that this video is driving harassment to her, and she doesn't like that. I mean, that's legitimate, actually. I mean, we can argue about the mechanism of a copyright strike as a way of achieving that. It may be that was the only way she could actually get this down, because it was driving traffic towards her that she didn't want driven towards her. But, I mean, I find myself actually sympathizing more with her situation then. Like, maybe the thing to do would not be... Maybe, like, this isn't about you, Evil Dia, in this way. Maybe she just wants to not have these, like, haters showing up on her channel and...
Be fucking honest. You stopped because your challenge failed.
Well, no, you just actually... Why can't it be because it was driving haters who were harassing her, like your users just said?
You just couldn't commit to it, for whatever fucking reason.
Well, I mean, again, what do you mean, whatever fucking reason? You don't have to speculate on whatever the reason is. You have people saying to you, who actually are familiar with her channel, that she was getting harassed because of your video. Like, I mean, that would be, to me, enough reason to reach out and say, is that true? Is that, is my content driving harassment towards you? Because, I mean, if I did something, if I made content on here, and it was driving harassment towards somebody, towards somebody totally undeserving of it, who was not doing, I would kind of want to know that, and I would kind of want to work to make that stop happening. That would be instead, he's decided it's all about him. Not surprising.
Who cares? Okay? It is okay for challenges to fail.
I think she agrees it's okay for challenges to fail.
Fucking Mikkel failed over his challenge. I've made tons of videos over him. His challenge was way more fucking ridiculous than yours, and guess what he's never done? He's never fucking copyright striked me.
Well, maybe, again, the wild thing about this is such unforced error. Because he himself said his users said that there was harassment that was being driven to her channel over the Farsi challenge, which happens to be the one thing that you actually reacted to. So maybe you've caused a real problem, and it has nothing to do with not wanting to admit that she failed at something, because as you yourself point out, Evil D, she has enough, she apparently, I mean, I'm not familiar with her, so I can't vouch, but she apparently has enough legitimate skills that she wouldn't need this to go perfectly, and, you know, she wouldn't be losing credibility because this didn't work out. It was an experiment. Like, fucking think about it for half a second.
The dude who I've given more shit to in the world has never once copyright striked me, and for that alone...
And I mean, again, let's just remember he has 2 subscribers for every one she has.
More fucking respect for him than I do for you right now. And the worst part is, I've had people come into my Discord, actual legitimate haters of yours, and I went the bat for you.
Well, why don't you do more of that? Because it seems like, again, you've unintentionally or not driven harassment to her channel. And she's trying to find some way to deal with that, it sounds like. I mean, I'm going by what he says his users said to him, and it sounds, you know, initially credible. I don't have a reason to doubt it. It makes me want to hear more about what she has to say.
And if you don't believe me, there'll be fucking subscribers down below who will say that shit. They'll say, yep, Evil Deer kicked someone from his fucking Discord over them.
Wow, that's, I mean, he's taking credit for doing the bare minimum. And here, I mean, if the complaint is that he was driving harassment to her channel, you think this is gonna help that?
Hitting on you. This is fucking ridiculous. Over the most lukewarm fucking shit ever. Congratulations, the one challenge you obviously did not want people to talk about is now gonna be talked about.
Wow, yeah, I mean, because it's all about you, isn't it, Evil D? It's all about, see, you want to, like, Streisand affect somebody who has a much smaller, you know, footprint on this space than you do. Despite the fact that it sounds like she actually has more worthwhile things to say on the subject than you do. And you don't want to actually address the actual issue here. Yeah, he's so pissed off when he's very clearly been told by his own fans that maybe there's a legitimate issue here that he should... I mean, he ought to reach out to her. He ought to see what the...
Who knows? Maybe even medical.
Yeah, he does seem to be kind of up himself.
Tron will look at this one. This is so stupid. Okay, anyway, guys, if you like this video...
Okay, now, I mean, like, now I want to have a look at her. I didn't think that that was where I was going to be going. But, I mean, it sounds more... Okay, first of all, let's just see. Pubblicazioni. I'm just curious, did she have anything to say about this? Actually, it seems like her, okay, in the last 3 months, she has actually gained like 12,000 subscribers off of 57 videos only. I mean, maybe she deleted some, but still. I mean, how? That is kind of incredible. Languages she gave up on. Okay, I'm just gonna look at a little bit of her. I'm gonna look at. Oh, she's Polish. Ah, okay, interesting. I'm just gonna look a little bit at her channel. Just a short bit.
I get a lot of questions about my
Because
language
I am
learning
kind of
routine,
curious.
how I managed to keep up with learning multiple.
And I just have this distinct impression that she probably has more worthwhile things to say about languages and language learning than Evil Dia has ever said, despite the fact that he has way more subscribers than she does. And is, like, at this point, he is taking up residence inside his own asshole. He has climbed all the way up it. And he's like building a summer place in there, rather than considering that maybe there might be a legitimate complaint here.
Languages at the same time. This is what today's video is going to be about, but I thought instead of just telling you, I could show you, because I think that would be way more fun. I'm actually recording this on a Friday, so
Okay, so she's looking at she's showing her study routine. I'm kind of curious what it is. I mean, my first feeling is, okay, native Polish speaker, she speaks, her English sounds lovely to me.
If I'm in the mood to study a certain language, then I will, if I'm not really in like routine. But other than that, I just kind of like to go with the flow, and like if I'm in the mood to study a certain language, then I will.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I do. I am very much, it very much comes down to what I feel like doing.
I'm not really in the mood, then I might study a different one, because I'm learning languages for myself. I'm not learning for school or for work or whatever. The only thing
Okay, yeah, I mean, very much the same.
that I'm focusing on this year is I want to.
And let me just say, the polyglot effect. If you see this, which I imagine you probably won't, I'd be interested in hearing your side of this. Just because I feel like I feel like he's kind of full of shit about this. It sounds like you had a really bad experience related to this Farsi challenge, and that he's being very unfair. And I would be interested in knowing. I feel like knowing that that would be good to just have that out there as well.
Speak as much as possible, and I also started a new language, which I'm really, really excited about. But I'm gonna talk to you guys about that in a second.
Okay.
Those are my two main things that I'm focusing on this year. I think that's all you
Okay. So, okay, here we go.
need on Monday. Hi guys, it's Monday, 4:21 p.m. I didn't
Oh god, if she had started this video 1 minute earlier, it would have been fairly, I mean, it would have been cute.
have the time to study this morning, so we're gonna do it.
Gotovi na start. Rus. Oh, so, okay, so she has a Russian, it's a Russian-French dictionary there?
Now.
Misha M. Demarquis.
So we're gonna do my homework for tomorrow, as you guys know. I think I
Oh
mentioned.
wow, she has very organized writing. My notebooks don't look like this. Like, I mean, my civil code notebook, because I'm preparing for the Japanese bar exam. I mean, well, it is very haphazardly written, and
it in one of my previous videos, but I started learning
Although my handwriting
a
is
new
actually
language,
quite nice in Japanese.
and I decided to go with one-on-one lessons. I'm still also debating whether I should share what language I'm learning, but I mean, I guess I'll just tell you guys. So I'm learning Kyrgyz. I started learning.
Funny, we were just last week we were doing a Kyrgyz resource audit online. Oh, when it comes to stuff like this, I'm not much of a note taker in general, but I find just by writing stuff down, just the act of writing stuff down helps me commit it to memory. Because, I mean, when you're talking about, like, the civil code, there's so many fiddly bits in there that you want to remember, at the very least have sort of some kind of, you know, little sticky on it in your head if it comes up again, and so it's useful in that regard.
Kyrgyz a few weeks ago. It's been really, really fun. As you guys may know, Kyrgyz has always been one of my dream languages, so I decided to finally go for it. Kyrgyz is not a very popular language in the sense.
I mean, we saw that when we did the resource audit last week too. There was one channel that looked like it actually was fairly promising in terms of, YouTube Kyrgyz learning for beginners, and it had double-digit subs. Like, it had I think it was 95 subs, and it was actually really quite good stuff. But, I mean, it's not a language a whole lot of people learn, I suppose. So it didn't really get much attention. I mean, it deserves it though.
And that there are like barely any resources, and I found one textbook that was from 1993, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It was not the best, so.
I mean, probably in Russian would be my guess. Like, when I've learned the smaller languages of the former Soviet space, hey, Orlando Pimentel, como vai? Most of the materials have tended to be in Russian.
I was like, okay, let me just look online. Maybe I'll find a teacher, and I did, and she's really, really nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm type 454. I did my homework, so I'm ready for tomorrow's lesson, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. I could just review.
I mean, she's not really talking about how she's doing it, although, I mean, just looking at the layout of that, it looks like she's writing down, like, conjugation tables or something.
Yeah, and it's quite easy. It might just be that I'm so excited to learn this language. I'm so happy that
I see, like, okay. And I'm not going to look at everything on here. I just wanted to get a sense of her, and I already kind of like her better than I like Evil Dia. Just because she seems like, I don't really see, other than like being an up himself kind of a gala, what Evil Dia gets out of like sort of sticking his oar into the polyglot space. He's done a couple of genuinely useful things, and then a whole lot of stuff that is like mid as hell. And here it seems like maybe he drove a bunch of harassment towards a young woman who really seems to have a very interesting channel. I'm subscribing. I'm going to link this. I'll drop the link in chat so that anyone else who would like to. I mean, a galah, G-A-L-A-H. It is a kind of bird. It's an Australian bird. And in Australia, it is one of various ways to describe somebody as kind of a dickhead. But okay, so we're gonna look at something else here. And we're gonna look at, okay, this is a channel we've occasionally looked at on here. Yurugengo Gaku Radio. Because, I mean, I found it showed up in my Recs, and I looked at a little bit of it. And it is an example. One of my favorite bits of content that they do is stuff about Japanese that Japanese people have trouble with. Because I think when, especially for learners, and even if people who have like spent most of their life with Japanese, like Japanese has been a part of my life for, let me see, I started like really trying to learn it almost 30 years ago. So Japanese has been in my life for nearly the whole thing. And for probably for a little more than half of it, I've been able to speak it fluently. But for people, and I still find it reassuring that, like, when I see that actually there's stuff in Japanese that native speakers actually find very difficult and try to find workarounds for. And this one is about one of the unsung heroes. One of the that gets a really, really bad rap. It's considered really people say it sounds kind of crap, but it is actually how people get around the fact that a lot of people don't know the proper Keigo words for things. I'm gonna drop this link in chat. See what people do in order to get around it, around the fact that often the Keigo version of certain verbs is completely, phonetically unrelated to the normal verb that people use. They use sasete itadaku in order to get around it. And a lot of people find it terribly unrefined sounding and borokso. Just a bit crap. But on the other hand, when you actually look at what it's substituting for, Yuru Gengo Radio would describe it as the unsung hero of the Japanese language that is saving Japanese speakers from embarrassment.
堀本さんは、ソフトウェアエンジニアでサポーターコミュニティの人とですね、共同開発でソフトを作ってるとしましょう。いいです。
Okay, so in the joint software development, because apparently Horiboto-san on the left there is a software developer.
はい。それが例えば、表計算ソフト Excel みたいなね、なんかそういうものだったとします。しかしコードを書いてたら、内部に致命的な欠陥が見つかりました。
Okay, so if you're working on a spreadsheet software and you find a fatal glitch in the code,
はい、具体的にはですね、ありふれた数のね足し算をさせると、エラーが出る。
はい。
If a very common number is used in a calculation, an error message shows up.
もうあかんよそれみたいな。
That would be any good, would it?
あれですね、インテルの CPU でそんな。
Yeah, Intel has had this problem.
あ、そうなんだ。
基本的ななんか不動小数点演算かなんか足し算とかなんかさせると参照するテーブルが間違っていてめちゃくちゃ計算間違える。
へえ。
CPU なのに計算を間違えるっていう前代。
Yeah, I remember this has happened a couple of times, I think, but I remember the first time it was like the first Pentium came out. He's talking about like Intel put out a CPU, and it turned out it had trouble with math, which is another way of saying that Intel developed AI before AI was a thing, because we're supposed to be like in awe of the fact that like people like Jensen Huang and Sam Altman over at OpenAI have developed computer that can't do math, but Intel developed computer that can't do math all the way back in the 1990s.
の欠陥 CPU の話がありましたね。
コンピュートしないわけですね。
コンピュートできないっていうケースがありました。
なるほど。でそこでですね、堀本さん困ったので、このそうさせていただくが言ってくれてるに対して堀本さんは来ました。
ありがたい。
はい。やりました。そしたら堀本さんはでしかもその人はねいや例はいいんですよと、これで綺麗なコードになりましたねと言ってくれてるに対して堀本さんはマジで解約だわみたいな、超不快だわ
せっか
起きている現状ですね。
もうめちゃくちゃですね、
はい
そんなんダメですよ。せっかく直してくれたのに、
はい
素晴らしい貢献をしたのにボロクソ言っちゃう。
そうなんですよ。今この例えっていうのは今までで喋ってないことで言うと、
はいはい
何が変わったかというと、
So, sasete itadaku is what everybody is, well, I don't know, lots of people use in Japanese. This form, causative plus itadaku, to create a sort of keigo form, a polite form, or a humble form of a verb when they can't think of it. Because it is complicated and it is not, I mean, it is not straightforward. It's not necessarily even the same word. Like, I mean, with to go, you have iku, which is just the sort of standard form. But then there's also irasharu. Irasharu is the, like, polite form, the honorific form. And then there's mairu. Now, these are common ones. They're quite well known. Yeah, exactly. Saseru is to cause someone to do something, or let someone do something. So, you know, mairu, iku, irasharu, odemashi ni naru toka. These things don't sound anything like each other. This is a common enough version that it's not one that people have any trouble with. But yeah, Nerian-san, ようこそお越しいただいてありがとうございます。
綺麗な体型にしてくれたんですよ。綺麗なソースコードで矛盾なくしてくれたのに、みんなはマジでなんなんこいつ。
悲しいな。
勝手に書き換えんでほしいわって。ことですね。世代によってとか人によって異なっちゃうので嫌われているんじゃないかっていう話をしてきました。で今回はこの後半のですね、後半のそのさせていた。
Oh, this is part 2 of a previous video. I got recommended part 2. Did not know there was a part 1, so wasn't really paying attention. I just sort of scanned over
楽
this.
に頼りたくなっちゃうわけについて話していきます。結論から言っちゃうと、日本語の敬語の体系って欠陥品なんですよ。
He's saying that in Japanese keigo is a defective product. The keigo system is defective. Kekkan is like a defect. Kekkanhin is a product having a defect.
なんかでも時々あるよね、
はい、
日本語これとこれ対応できてないのおかしくないとか、
はいはい、
ゆる言語からちょっとグッズでもありましたけど、温まるがあるなら冷たまるって言えてしかるべき。
Yeah. I mean, see, what they're talking about here is, okay, there's atatakai, which is warm, and then there's tsumetai, which is cold. You can make a verb, atatamaru, which means to get warm. You cannot say tsumetamaru if you want to say, like, to get cold. I mean, I find it reassuring on a certain level. I find it comforting that a lot of the things that are so fucking challenging as a learner of Japanese coming from outside of the Japanese language community are challenging to Japanese people as well. Because, it's like mistakes that everybody makes. And this is one of the things that really, I feel like language teachers should focus on that more. We don't have much time left. I'm going to be wrapping up in just a minute. But, I mean, talking about the fact that native speakers fuck a lot of things up as well, I think it doesn't get as much attention from language teachers when talking to learners, especially beginner learners, early stage learners, as it should. Because it's reassuring to know that actually you don't have to do this perfectly because native speakers fuck it up too. And Japanese is full of stuff like that. I mean, that is when you, like, look up certain things. I mean, it is always reassuring, like, once in a while I've needed to find, because Japanese has this rich system of counters, counter particles that you use when describing different types of objects. And when you get into abstract things, and when you get into relatively new types of things that weren't in existence when this whole system came into being, it's sometimes not straightforward to know what the counter word would be. Yeah, all sorts, various kinds and levels. Brian is quite right there. And it's always reassuring when I've occasionally had to look it up, and it'll turn out, there's like a whole Reddit thread of Japanese people like, what is the counter for this? None of them are really satisfying. すっきりするやつは一つもないんだ。とか。But yeah, it is time for me to wrap up. Thank you to everyone who joined in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I will be back tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. US Eastern Time to resume. Oh, thank you for linking it on Discord. I look forward to seeing it there. Have a good evening. I will see you tomorrow. Time for me